Hello. Welcome to the KetoMOM page. My name is Stephanie, and we are going to dive into the 7 steps. It's called the path. The 7 steps. That's not what it's called. It's called the path, and there's 7 steps. So tell me where you're tuning in from. All right. So I have been talking about one step at a time all this last week. If you're tuning in and you're watching live, it is Saturday. I just did a cold plunge. Well, my husband and I did our walk, cold plunge. I did my meditation, my form of meditation outside in the sun today. So tell me where you're tuning in from and how is your Saturday going? And if you're watching live, it is approximately almost 12:30 Eastern time, which means it's almost lunchtime. So what are you having for lunch? We're going to have leftovers. We made burgers and brats on the grill yesterday. I think we've got leftover tacos in the fridge, so my children need to eat all the leftovers before it goes bad because I don't like wasting food. Now, if you're brand new, welcome to the KetoMOM page. I will give you recipes, how to get started. I will help you whatever questions you have. You can always go to ketomomsecrets.com and click on recipes, how to get started. We've got a book club over there. We've got ketones and trial packs over there. So whatever you need, ketomomsecrets.com, or you can send me a message. Also, before we dive in, so we watched an event last weekend called, babe, what was it called? Time to Rise Summit by Tony Robbins. It was a virtual event. We watched it online. We watched it from our home with a living room full of people. And then we just did it yesterday and the day before. So we did it Thursday and Friday with our friends here locally and their kids. So a bunch of teenagers. And I will tell you, at first, the teenagers weren't super thrilled to sit around for approximately 10 hours and watch Tony Robbins talk to them about mindset, but they all learned quite a bit. And at the end, they all said they enjoyed it. And they all came out with ideas and different things they're going to work on their own path. So I'm going to share something with you. This entire booklet my husband made for us, and I'm going to be sharing all week different things that we learned from the summit. But I'm going to talk specifically today about the path. I've been talking about it all week, and I'm going to give you all 7 steps of what the 7 steps are. Because Tony Robbins says this, he's like, if you want something in life, there's a path to get there. And the path isn't straight, right? There's not like you start here and you go straight up without any challenges or out any hurdles. There are going to be challenges and hurdles. There are going to be things in life you're going to have to work through. For example, what do you want? What are some things you've been dreaming about or longing for or hoping for or wishing for or just thinking that would be so great, right? Things don't just fall into your lap, but if you work for it and you've got the right mindset, guess what can happen? A lot of great things can happen. So he talked about different areas of your life. So he kind of made it into a pyramid. And he's like, there's different areas. You've got your physical life, your emotional, your relationships, your time. You've got your career, your finances, and your spiritual part of your life. What do you want to work on? And we're going to talk about, because oftentimes I can go, hey, here's the path to success. Or here, let's say you're here today. Where do you want to go? You're not going to pick all of the areas of your life. You're going to go, I actually think the most important area for me to focus on today is it your health, a relationship, your finances, like whatever it is, you're going to choose. He says, if you want progress, you have to consciously decide to put yourself on the path. And here is the path. So I would encourage you to grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, take some notes. I'm going to give you step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you want better in your life, if you want something different, if you're like, I'm sick of sitting on the couch, or I'm sick of like sitting here waiting for life I'm letting life happen to me. It's time to make life happen, right? It's time for you to be in control. So taking notes, step number 1, and we talked about this last week, but I'm going to go through all the steps. Step number 1 is just simply, well, first of all, he gives you the steps, but oftentimes, okay, I just did a cold plunge. I did the cold plunge. I shared it on the KetoMOM page. It's on the KetoMOM Secrets page. I did a little live about it. And the reason I did it is to shock myself out of this comfort state, right? So he says, we sit in our lives, in our daily, like what you're doing currently, and you're comfortable. And sometimes you just even have to shock yourself to get out of that state of comfortability, right? So maybe as you're listening to me, you're like, I've listened to KetoMOM. My name's Stephanie. I've listened to her for years. My question to you is, have you done the things I have suggested or the things that I have shared other people have been doing that work? Have you done any of the action? Like if you're sitting listening to me and you're like, I know all of this, or I've heard all of this, or I've listened to other people talk about this, the question you have to ask yourself is, have you actually done it, right? So you might have to get uncomfortable. If you're listening and you're like, if you're slouched over and you're kind of tired, like get up, do a couple jumping jacks, move your body, shake it out, like get into a different state, right? You need to feel it. You need to think it. I need you to be awake. Are you awake? I want to like knock on all of your heads. Are you awake? Wake up. All right, number one, if you're taking notes is, what do you really want? So number one, write down, what do I really want? And just so you know, I'm going to give you these steps and you're going to have to go back and actually ask yourself these questions. What do I want in life? What do you want in your finances, in your physical body, in your relationships, in your career? What do you want? That's the question to ask yourself. It's going to activate or awaken a hunger. So it says, we're about to unleash your desire, right? We're going to activate and awaken your hunger. What do you want? And he says, even like, here's what he said yesterday. And we told our girls this. So we told the girls, don't think about what you want because they're preteens and teenagers. Don't think about what you want when you're 30, 40, 50 right now. He goes, what do you want this year? If you could get to the end of 2024 and go, that was the best year ever, what do you want this year? So that's what we're going to kind of think about in all of those different areas, right? What do you want? So write that down. You've got to get specific. You've got to get measurable. Not like I want $1 million, but if you're on track and you normally make like $50,000 a year, then let's get a little bit more specific. Smart, attainable, achievable goals. What do you want this year? Number one. All right. Number two, he says you have to find and face the truth. The truth will set you free. So oftentimes there's two parts to this, right? You've got to face the truth where you're at. So either A, you have to go, I'm really in a pickle and I really need to shape up and cut up my credit card, stop going to Target, shut off my Amazon account, or I need to actually join the gym. I need to get rid of my Netflix so I go for a walk. Like, let's find and face the truth. What's the truth and where you're at? Where's your health? Where's your relationship? So you've got to sit here and go, okay, here's where I'm at. On the flip side of that, I want you to think about this. Don't see something worse than it is. So oftentimes we can go, I'm so frustrated because I've already done this. I've lost all the weight and I've gained it all back. And maybe you're looking at yourself not in a positive manner and you just need to go, okay, like, I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to get frustrated. I'm going to forgive myself for allowing myself to go back to those old patterns. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, here's where I'm at. Here's where I'm at. Here's where I'm at. Here's where I want to go this year, right? And I'm not going to see it worse than it is, because you could always go, there's people that are doing better than me and there's people that are doing worse than me, right? Where are you at? All right, number 3, it says a time to create a map, a massive action plan. So what do you want? Why do you want it? I forgot the why, I apologize. What and why, because the why creates emotion. And it's going to anchor it into you. Number 2 is we're going to figure out where you're actually at. Don't see things worse than it is. Number 3, we're going to create a massive action plan from now until the end of the year. And what is something you can do today? What can you do today? It's a Saturday, unless you're working and you're stuck to your schedule. What can you do today that will bring you back to what you want? There's got to be something. What is it? Is it packing a lunch? Is it going to the grocery store? Is it cleaning out your cupboards? Is it finally going to get the gym membership? Is it phoning a friend and being like, I need accountability. I know you want better as well. Let's do it together. Is it taking your spouse on a date? Is it having some one-on-one conversations with your kids? Is it opening up your Bible? Is it like shutting off the TV and sitting in quietness to calm your mind down? What is one thing that you can do? You're going to have to figure it out. One step, one action you can do when you're done watching me to go take massive action. All right, number 4 says, do what's hard, slay the dragon. We talked about this yesterday. It's like, I would say this, I slay the dragon every day that I cold plunge, because cold plunging is hard. But it also shuts down my mind. I have to like truly walk myself through it. It's like a noise cancellation of your mind to be like, I can do this. It's doing something hard that you don't want to do, but you do it first. He said, if you can do the one hard thing in your day first, the hardest thing, maybe it's going to the gym, or maybe it's whatever it is, that phone call, or maybe whatever it is for you, doing the hard thing first, slaying the dragon, so that it sets the rest of your day up for you to go, I already did the hardest thing. I'm going to dominate the rest of my day. So, and then here's the question for you, or the statement. Write this down. If I say I can't, I must. If I say I can't, I must. Or if I say I should, I must. So I can't go for the walk today. It's raining.